How did it go from this to that, but also from that to this? You see the title and you've seen the thumbnail, so get ready. We're going to be talking about a damaged skin barrier, specifically how I repaired mine, or well, how I'm repairing it, but I'm also going to be giving you guys some tips and good recommended ways on how you can help your skin barrier, or also to stop it from getting damaged, because I'm also going to share some of the most common ways in which a skin barrier can get damaged, but also some things to look out for. So let's get into it. This video comes at a good time too, which I did think about when planning it. So with the summer on its way out, not only do we lose those beach days as well as the nice weather, bring on the UK weather jokes, but with the winter and fall coming up, autumn, we also got to deal with factors from those which aren't exactly great for your skin barrier. So I'm going to be sharing some good tips with you guys for those upcoming seasons as well. So to give you guys an idea of what a damaged skin barrier looks like and some of the traits of it, maybe so you could recognize it on yourself, or if you just want to make sure you have a damaged skin barrier, then it is dryness, flakiness, also sensitivity to products. You've also got redness as well as inflammation, but also a rough and uneven skin texture. And this sort of relates to the sensitivity to skincare products, and it's either stinging or burning when you apply these skincare products. And then of course you have the classic breakouts and blemishes. So these are just a few things to keep in your mind, just in case you notice them and it may be a damaged skin barrier. But you came here to see one thing, and that's how I repaired my damaged skin barrier, and also how you can potentially avoid or help your damaged skin barrier. So I started to notice some of these things that I just mentioned on my face, and this is almost flakiness, inflammation, breakouts and blemishes for sure, redness, also a little bit of sensitivity to products, I would say, after I got out of the shower. And this is even though I've been consistent with my skincare routine and doing everything right, or so I thought. Now I will say my skin is usually prone to breakouts, redness, and also I'd say some sensitivity to products for sure, especially when I'm first trying them out, but it was different this time. So why did my skin end up looking like this? And there was one day that I was like, something seems off, where I noticed the redness as well as the breakouts, and turns out that my skin barrier was damaged. Because it is actually a barrier, it's not just called the skin barrier. And you guys know, it's always frustrating dealing with these skin issues, especially when you're doing, or at least thinking you're doing everything right. And well, to be honest, I wasn't exactly paying much attention to the idea of a skin barrier and also what its function was, but I did notice that more and more people were being made aware, making videos, and also sharing their experience with a damaged skin barrier, on your feed, TikTok, and all that. But surprise, surprise, it turns out that this somewhat and previously ignored part of skincare is actually a way to stronger and also healthier skin. So what is a skin barrier? How do you keep it intact? Why does it get damaged? How does it get damaged? But also, how do you repair it and also maintain it? Now, the skin barrier is this incredibly thin and the outermost layer of your skin. I guess you could kind of think of it like the bouncer at a nightclub. It keeps the good stuff in, like the moisture and the hydration, and keeps the bad stuff out, like the bacteria and the pollution. Well, at least that's what a bouncer is meant to do, but in this case, the skin barrier, that's what it does. But when it's damaged, well, stuff has gone wrong, and it probably will go wrong from there. So like I said, this barrier will protect your skin from the bad things like pollution, bacteria, and also UV rays. But it will also actually prevent water loss, so your skin doesn't look like a raisin, and it can maintain some hydration and moisture. Now, how did I manage to damage my skin barrier? Could it be me trying a new product every single day? Could it be me swapping to a high percentage retinol when I probably wasn't ready? And could it be all of the above? It was indeed all of the above. Definitely had some over exfoliation in there, using too many products, and probably quite a bit of stress as well, because it isn't exactly great for your skin. So I first did a bit of research to see what was going on, but turns out you just have to break it down into separate issues and address them one at a time. So first, I obviously had to address that over exfoliation, and by this I didn't exactly stop exfoliating, because you still want to get rid of those dead skin cells and also stop that buildup of these. So I just reduced the amount I exfoliated. I believe I was doing it 2 to 3 times a week, but I just did it once, and I'm still doing it once as well. So you can still exfoliate. You don't have to completely remove it from your routine, because that would actually probably do more harm than good. So remember to keep exfoliating. And then I basically looked at the collection of skincare products I had and consciously chose the ones where the ingredients were there and designed to help a damaged skin barrier. And you'll find that these products aren't exactly too unique, so you won't have to go out of your way, buy a ton of products, and when your skin barrier is fixed, hopefully, you won't have to use them again. But they're actually quite common, and you probably have some in your routine at the moment. So we got things like niacinamide, ceramides, which are popular for issues like this and great. And then you also have fatty acids, and these are often included in oils. So facial oils, the one you put in your palms, rub together and pat on your face. Also, the skin barrier is actually made up of around 50% of ceramides, so no wonder it's good for that. Then fast forward, it took a bit of time and a bit of consistency, but I definitely saw an improvement in my skin to where it's at right now. I'm still working on it, but I definitely am seeing a lot of progress, which is good. Just needed a bit of patience, but besides from just visually a healthy barrier, it's going to look good, no redness, flakiness, sensitivity to products and all that. Why else would you need a healthy skin barrier? Well, first, like I mentioned before, you want to keep it intact and healthy so it keeps all the bad things out and the good things in, like hydration and moisture. But then also you want it so your skin will stay soft, smooth, and also strong because it is a barrier at the end of the day. So if you think about it, it's quite crazy the difference just a few small changes can make to your skin. And those are some of the things that caused my damaged skin barrier. But as well as those, what are some other things that could potentially cause your skin barrier to be damaged as well? So we've got over exfoliation. This is definitely me. And this is either using harsh products or strong acids too much, and this can remove some of that protective layer. Then you have the environment, and this is, to be honest, quite out of your control in terms of the pollution and also bacteria in the air and all that. But there is one that you can help with, and that's the UV rays, which is probably one of the worst. And that's just by slapping on some SPF 30 at least for the daytime. Then we have what would be considered as a harsh skincare product. So not necessarily an acid or also a scrub, but in this case, it would be the ingredients. And that would mean alcohol, synthetic fragrances, and these can cause your skin's balance to, go a little all over the place. Oh, as well as sulfates and parabens. You want to look out for those when looking at the ingredient list on a product. Now, just a quick note, when you're turning over a skincare product and you see a ton of ingredients, you might be a bit overwhelmed and not want to read it all. Also, you probably won't understand it all, though there are definitely some that you want to look out for. And like I said, these would be the parabens, sulfates, alcohols, and those sorts of things. So you don't have to know all the ingredients, but as long as you know a few to look out for, then you should be good. And then last but not least, we have stress and also bad diet. Now this one seems more self-explanatory, but with stress, this can increase the production of oil in your body, and this can then lead to more breakouts. But it can also cause skin conditions to flare up, and this includes skin conditions like eczema. But we're not done with an increase in oil production, which will lead to more breakouts, because if your diet has a high GI, then this can also lead to that. And I'll put some foods on the screen now that tend to have a high GI. And as you see, it's your typical, processed fast food foods, as well as like sodas and sugary drinks, as well as donuts. So basically everything that's unhealthy essentially has a high GI diet, if you want to think of it an easy way. But interestingly, when I was doing my research, I came across some ways in which the skin barrier health could change that I didn't know about previously and I wouldn't have thought about. So here I'm going to share it with you guys. Now, if you remember, I mentioned environment could be a factor in changing the health of your skin barrier. So you had the pollution and bacteria in the air and whatnot, but also when you drastically change your environment, whether you emigrate to a new place and thus immigrate, this can also have an effect on your skin barrier health. Now, I'm not talking about if you move from one house on one end of the road to the other. I'm talking about if you change climates completely. So let's say you go from, Brazil to Iceland, then the skin will find it difficult to adapt, or at least it will take time. So like I said, you go from humid to dry climates or vice versa, the skin will find it hard to adapt and it will take some time, and this will show on your skin. Plus, you could also say the stress of actually relocating. Then you also have the changes in food, as well as exposure to different pollutions. These could all have effects on your skin barrier. Let me know if you've experienced that. But by now, you've got to be thinking, Kennard, how do we fix it? Step 1, simple routine. As we all know, the first step to a skincare routine is a cleanser. So you got to go with a gentle one, maybe one that foams up, hydrating as well. I like this one from Crave Beauty. It's the Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser. And I've almost run out, but I've been using this one definitely a lot since I realized I had a damaged skin barrier. Step 2, moisturize. As you probably know by now, any moment I have to plug my skincare brand, Casey Skin, and plug my see-through the cream, I will. But in this case, you want to moisturize because you want to balance those oil levels. Otherwise, these can go out of balance and actually cause more breakouts. But you want to make sure you keep your skin hydrated. Also, make sure the moisturizer you use is not comedogenic, meaning it won't clog your pores. This is what I meant by looking at the back on the ingredients. If you notice some of the pore clogging ingredients, I wouldn't use it. But this is a see-through cream. It's not comedogenic. It's lightweight, hydrating. Oh. Let's try that again. This one is hydrating, it's lightweight, and also has some ingredients there for breakout prone skin. So it sort of ticks all the boxes. Step 3, hydrate. You may be asking, again, another moisturizer is it? This one's a little bit different. We have ingredients like hyaluronic acid, and this will just give that extra little bit of hydration and improve the moisturizer that you put on. Although if you do choose to incorporate hyaluronic acid in your routine, you want to apply it before your moisturizer and preferably to damp skin. So let's say you get out of the shower, apply the hyaluronic acid on within a few minutes of getting out, and then the moisturizer, and you should be good. And the reason why hyaluronic acid is good in a skincare routine is because it draws, attracts moisture to the skin. And this is the Vichy Mineral 89. This is probably my 3rd bottle. And step 4, protect. You know the drill by now. Get the SPF 30 at least and apply that. And as you can see, Murad is the chosen one for sunscreen in this case. They do loads of different sunscreens and honestly all of them are great. I'm trying these ones out at the moment, so I'll let you know what I think. But this one is one of my personal favorites. as well as their new gel one, basically the one that's clear, so it's great if you have stubble, dare I say call this a beard. It's good for rubbing it into that as well. And this is great for healthier skin to protect it from that UV damage, but also visually as well. It will help you not look like that Facebook Marketplace couch, just saying. Also, I think I should be clear. When I said ingredients to avoid and I said alcohol, I should just clear the air. Frozen margaritas are okay, but not when the skincare includes alcohols, and this is because this can be super drying for your skin. Then you want to look out for sulfates, and these are considered harsh detergents and basically strip your skin of all its natural oils. So that's obviously a no-go. And then you have synthetic fragrances, and these are fragrances and scents that don't come naturally with the ingredients used in the skincare, but rather for nasal pleasure. Weird way to put it, but it's true. And then you have strong acids, and this was my downfall. I mean, they can be great in moderation, kind of like the frozen margaritas, depending on the day, some more. But acids like glycolic acid, which is more potent than some of the other AHAs and acids like lactic acid, but less so than retinol, it still needs to be used cautiously. Now, if you remember earlier, I mentioned some of the ingredients you want to use to help strengthen and repair your skin barrier with some like niacinamide as well as ceramides. So niacinamide will not only help soothe inflammation, also help reduce the appearance of your pores, while it's at it, but it also helps strengthen your skin barrier. Then also one that I didn't mention is Centella asiatica, but you may see it as Cica, and this is great at healing, and it's also perfect for soothing inflammation. And then we've also got panthenol, which is a derivative of vitamin B5, and this is great for healing and also helping the skin keep its moisture in. So here's your skin barrier health checklist. Number one, you want to keep a balanced routine, but keep the products to a minimum. Less is more. Moisturize regularly. Even if you have oily skin, believe it or not, you do have to moisturize to balance your oil levels. Otherwise, this can lead to more breakouts, which you probably don't want. Use SPF daily. UV damage is one of the leading causes of a damaged skin barrier. And listen to your skin. If it feels too harsh, you probably shouldn't use it. Whatever feels right, use that. And if it doesn't, don't use that. And that's pretty much all you need to know, the ins and out of a damaged skin barrier. Repairing it, maintaining it, what damages it, how to fix it, and all of that. And fun fact, if you think the skin barrier, like I previously did, was more of a new term to marketing, skincare, and all that stuff, it's actually been around for a while. Apparently, according to my research, it was first studied in the 1900s, and its function and what it was known by the 1960s. So it's safe to say that it's not a new thing, although it might be trending, but it is definitely good, and it led to a lot of skincare advancements that we know and use today. Now, if you have any tips for a damaged skin barrier that I didn't mention in this video, let me know in the comments. I'll have a read over them, maybe even try them for a video. I'd love to hear them. And besides that, thank you for watching. Let me know any video suggestions in the comments as well, and I'll see you in the next video.